Hey there, Mama Work It Tribe. I'm Marisa Lonic, working mom of 4, lover of all things flow, family, and fulfillment. You're tuning in to the Mama Work It podcast, where we take aim at overwhelm, mom guilt, and exhaustion and swap them out for big dreams, belly laughs, and productivity that actually fits into your life. Every week, we dive into tips, motivation, and a healthy dose of fun so you can slay your day even when you're busy AF. Ready to feel seen, energized, and totally unstoppable? Let's get to work, mama. Hey, mama friends. Welcome back to another awesome episode of the Mama Work It podcast. So glad you're here as always. If you are new to Mama Work It, we support women in the juggle of mom life, work life, wife life, fill in the blank life, all the lives we're leading that feel kind of like this juggle we are pursuing right now in the season we're in. My name is Marisa Lonic. I am your host, founder of Mama Work It, and working mama of 4 kiddos. Super excited to be talking to you about this topic. It's one that I have definitely touched upon quite a bit in the past, about feeling overwhelmed and how you go from that sense of overwhelmed to organized, on top of it, in control, in charge, right? So I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about this. I know many of you may be feeling this. I sometimes even am at a point where I'm like, damn, I feel pretty overwhelmed right now. And, you know, it's easy to get to this place when you are a working mom juggling all the things. It feels like your to-do list is longer than a CVS receipt. There is laundry in the washer, there or the dryer, there's a meeting that starts in 5 minutes. Someone's yelling mom from the next room. It is like, woof. Right? Like it is just a place that you find yourself probably more often than you'd like. So that is the kind of overwhelm we are going to talk about today. And I just want to say, like, even if you are the best planner out there, organized to a T, meticulous AF, we are currently friends. If you didn't already know this, let me just remind you, we are in cold and flu season. And with 4 kids here in our home on any given day, my plans can go completely haywire. And that sense of organization, that can start to feel a lot more like disorganization. And it's simply due to a kid staying home from school last minute, or a request I wasn't anticipating, or traffic, or anything that takes my plans and basically shreds them. And I know you know what I'm talking about. So today I'm going to help you move from overwhelmed to organized, not with this picture perfect Pinterest plan. I love them, but like that is not my real life and probably not your real life, but with very doable, simple routines that are going to bring more calm, more clarity, more peace, hopefully, into your busy working mom days. So are you ready? Let's go ahead and dive in. All right. So first things first, let's be real. Overwhelm, it's not necessarily about how much we have to do. And I know you might be like, well, of course it is. No, it's actually not. It's about how we experience what we have to do. Because overwhelm, it's actually a choice we are making. And, you know, I present this topic a lot to companies during lunch and learns and, you know, keynotes and things like that. And I love when I talk about overwhelm, I love to do this guided visual meditation exercise about how overwhelm, again, it's a simple choose it or don't choose it choice. And I know it doesn't always feel this way. Trust me, I get it. It's a lot easier said than done. But honestly, when you realize that overwhelm is a state of being and that you have the power to either choose to feel it or not, it's just completely like shifts the way it can affect you in your life. And I love that way of thinking about it because it reminds me that I'm in charge, I'm in control. And just like my heart can start racing, or I can start feeling stressed out or overwhelmed or all the things, I can also choose and to bring my heart rate back down. I can choose to feel calm and at ease. I can look at my glass half empty or half full, right? I have that power. So I want to recognize as moms, we definitely carry a lot, right? Not just in the tasks, but the mental load, the invisible labor, the majority of the work in a lot of ways. Remembering appointments, meal planning, buying birthday presents, following up on emails, organizing childcare, keeping everyone alive, loved, like all the things. So the goal here, it's not just to like get rid of everything, because let's be honest, like as working moms, it's just the season a lot of us are in with some of this. So yes, to a point, can some of these things be delegated, be deleted from your list? Absolutely. But the goal is more for this episode to build rhythms to help you feel more in control, even when life feels really full right now. Okay. So let's start with routine number one. Routine number one is called the daily goal system. This is a simple one I use and I teach all the time. And today I'm referring to it as the daily 3. So each day you got to do this. So each day you are going to focus on 3 small goals. These are non-negotiable goals that must get done that day. Now, the key is these goals need to be small. They need to be small. They can't be these huge things that you check off, right? They need to be small, micro goals. And they also need to be decided in advance. And ideally, I like to say the night before. Could you do this in the morning? Yes, you could. Absolutely. But the night before is best because I think it makes you sleep better knowing what to expect the next day. And it can also prevent your busy brain from just ruminating about all the things you have to do on your list. It's like, no. We have a plan. We can relax. We can sleep. Good night. So coming up with 3 small goals, ideally the night before, for your next day is important. Next 3 on this list for the daily 3 is 3 flexible tasks. Now, these are nice to have things if time allows. So if you're having one of those like overachiever kind of days, you may want to tap 3 additional tasks. But the point of these is they are totally flexible, nice to have things. Like if they get done, great. If they don't, it's totally okay. And maybe they become your 3 small goals for the next day. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Maybe they're not really urgent. Maybe they're things even like if they don't get done, it's not that big a deal. It's not the end of the world. No sweat off your back. It's really just this extra icing on the to-do list cake. So identify what those 3 flexible tasks are too. The third 3 on the daily 3 is 3 self-care aspects. And I want to even go a bit further with these. 1 needs to be for your mind, 1 needs to be for your body, 1 needs to be for your soul. Okay, let me explain more. Small, intentional moments that bring connection or joy or fill your cup. So I like to categorize these as mind, body, soul, because I think it is important to think about self-care from all different areas, right? I think physical self-care is important, physical exercise. I think learning self-care is important, like exercising my brain. I think having a spiritual connection is important. Connecting with my subconscious is important. All of these aspects make up a holistic version of myself. So I want to not just be like watering the plant, but I also want to be making sure it gets sun and shade and the right temperature and all the things it needs to thrive, not just one or the other. And again, I want to remind you, these can be super small things. So even a few minutes of mindfulness can fill your soul cup for the day. And by the way, I just want to tell you, like, a lot of what I'm preaching today, what I'm outlining is in the Word to Your Mother journal planner. It is like fully outlined, guided, written in there for you. It's a perfect template for this. It's a great gift for the holidays, wink, wink. And it's a great gift for yourself because it's a random Wednesday. And who doesn't deserve a little treat on a Wednesday? I don't know. I think you do. I personally would pick the Word to Your Mother journal planner if I was picking a treat on a random Wednesday over a latte or croissant, because it is jam-packed with 100 days of utilizing this system to keep track of these goals, but also some really awesome reflection exercises, intention setting to help you form some incredible habits that will undoubtedly decrease those feelings of overwhelm and increase your empowerment when it comes to living a more organized and intentional life. So, daily 3 keeps your to-do list realistic, reduces decision fatigue because you've got this laser focus. It keeps your cup from getting empty, allowing you to balance productivity with presence. Because let's face it, a to-do list with 27 or 72 items on it, and your belief and power that you can get through it on any given day, it's just a guilt trap in disguise, right? It is just not going to make you feel good. So try the daily 3. Let me know how it goes for you. All right. Routine number 2 is the daily reset, or as I have lovingly referred to this in the past, the evening power half hour. So in my opinion, every household needs a reset routine. This is a short, simple block of time where things go back in order. And what this looks like for me is the evening power half hour. If you are doing this to music, it's about 7 songs. So make a playlist, 7 motivating songs, and go. I love that because it keeps you focused on task. It makes it more fun if you're singing or you're dancing while you're doing this. And personally, I just love a good playlist. So for me, this encompasses my evening power half hour encompasses cleaning up the kitchen, prepping lunches, snacks for the next day, laying out clothes for the next day, and really anything else that is going to help me set myself up for success in the morning and make my house and consequently me feel more in order. This could be a lot of things for you. It doesn't have to be how I look at it. It could be 10 minutes of evening tidying up or folding laundry or putting it away. It could be kids helping you do that. It could be a weekend reset. It doesn't have to be a daily reset. It could be a weekend reset. I do this too, where you meal plan, you grocery shop, you meal prep, maybe you have some sort of fun mindset reset ritual. Maybe like your family watches a show together. Maybe your family plays a board game together. It could even just be a quick mental reset that you might need each and every day, like maybe a little walk outside, a little stretching, a few deep breaths before you dive back into work. I know I've talked to executives before and we've implemented like the deep breath mental reset. So after one task is complete, like you've hit send on an email, you close your eyes and you take one deep breath in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4, like a good box breath before you move on to your next task or your next email or your next phone call or meeting, because it just like resets you. So the magic here, it's not necessarily in the perfection of what this looks like. Like sometimes my evening power half hour isn't exactly what I want it to be. Sometimes the playlist isn't on and I'm just running through and volleying, doing this, that, and the other thing, but it's the consistency of it. Okay. So the fact that you're doing it most nights or most days or most weeks, that the habit is there, majority wins. So if you are not sure when to start implementing a reset, here's a good question to ask yourself. Where does my day or my week feel most chaotic? Where does my day or my week feel most chaotic? And then start your reset there. All right, here we go. We're moving on to routine number 3. And this is time blocking that works for moms. So you've probably heard of time blocking. But in my opinion, here's how to make it more realistic. So one is the focus block. Okay. When you do your deep work or your most important tasks, you want to be laser focused, right? This is when you silence your phone, you close the multiple tabs that are open on your browser, you lock in, as my kids would say. So here's the thing. I struggle with this sometimes because I feel like as moms, we volley a lot. We go from one thing to another to another. So if this is also you, if you get this too, I want you to start small again. You know, this is like a recurring theme in the episode. Your focus block, it doesn't need to be hours on end. It doesn't even need to be a full hour. Like make it 15 minutes. Challenge yourself to 15 minutes to not be distracted by anything and see how productive you can actually be in that time. I bet you're going to surprise yourself. Okay, another time block option here is the family block. So when you're fully present with your family, this is when you also do not allow distractions to come into the conversation. So the challenge I find with this one is that there are a lot of us in our family, right? 4 kids, and everybody wants to be heard. Everyone's interrupting everyone else. Everyone wants one-on-one time with mom, and it can be a challenge. But what I try to really be mindful of is that I'm present. I'm disconnected from work. I'm making eye contact. And if I do need to focus on something else in that moment, I set the expectation and I try not to make it a habit either. All right, the last block here for time blocking is called the flex block. And that is a catch-all for errands, mindless tasks, operational flow stuff. Your flex block to me is like your multitasking block. This is the stuff you can pretty much do on autopilot. It doesn't typically require your full brain power. Can usually be pretty flexible too in how and when you do it. And I love this because you can usually multitask some of these things. Like you can walk your neighborhood, get your steps in, and you can make a phone call. You can fold laundry and you can catch up listening to a podcast. You can be on hold with the electric company. You could be prepping dinner. So that is your flex block. So time blocking, this helps your brain to know where it belongs in that moment without setting yourself up for failure when life happens, because we know life is going to life. And I also want to reiterate, these blocks, they don't need to be that long. Okay. They don't need to be these long segmented time frames throughout your day, because that may not be how you operate. And personally, that's not always how I operate. So it's just be realistic about what this can look like for you. Adhere and make it work for your particular season of mom life that you're in. And also, you could take some of these tips and be like, that doesn't work for me. And that's okay. I'm not offended. So take what works for you, leave what doesn't. All right. Routine number 4 is about mindset moments. I love this one because, as you know, I'm a certified intuitive coach, and I think your mindset plays a huge, huge component in your success, in your productivity, your time management, your success in general. So to me, organization, it's not just about planners and bins and, spreadsheets. In fact, if you saw like how I organize things sometimes, you'd be like, oh, that's actually not what I was thinking. Yeah, I'm not that person, right? It's more, to me, it's about peace of mind. It's about feeling really calm and at ease and good about how things are going and the plan of action and all that stuff. So I want you to try this. I want you to pick a word of the day. This is basically your intention for the day. How do I want to show up? What do I want to prioritize? How do I want to feel? And I want you to end each of your days with one celebration. What went right? Did I slay the day? What's something I'm really proud of? And I want to again remind you, a lot of this is reflected in the Word to Your Mother journal planner. So don't worry if any of this is feeling overwhelming to you. I'm throwing a lot of information at you. Hopefully it's not. That's the exact opposite of what I want for you in today's episode. But it is outlined if you do want an easy button of how to implement a lot of this. It's in the Word to Your Mother journal planner. And it is linked in today's show notes. But I want to remind you that I love these mindset moments because they really help you reset. I love these mindset moments in the beginning and the end of the day. Okay, it's sort of like your book ends. But I want to remind you they can actually happen at any point of the day. And honestly, for me, they're actually most beneficial at random parts of the day when I start to get those feelings, like those overwhelming bits of energy that try to creep in and mess with me. So deep breaths, resetting your nervous system, connecting back to that intention, that word of the day, thinking about something you're grateful for in that moment. All of these things, right? It can really reset you. And it can even be like something so small, like, because I know sometimes when we're having like a stressful moment, it's really hard to find the good. So honestly, it can even be like, I'm so grateful I didn't just curse the guy out in front of me, even though he was driving like a total asshole, right? I'm so grateful for Apple Music because I can just ask Siri to play my favorite song in this moment and it just calms me down. Like whatever it is, these micro moments shift your focus from stress to intention. And when your mindset is organized, your day follows suit. All right, my mama friends, just to recap, here we go. We're moving from overwhelmed to organized. This is what we talked about today. We talked about the 3-3-3 system, right? 3 small goals, 3 flexible goals, and 3 self-care goals to reset your mind, body, and soul. We talked about the daily resets. For me, it is the evening power half hour. We talked about flexible time blocks, and we talked about mindset moments. Remember, you don't need to do more to feel more in control. You just need to find the right rhythms to help you get there. So if you love today's episode, please, please, please share it with a mama who's feeling a little frazzled, who's not, because we all deserve a little more calm and a lot more grace. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, connect with me on Instagram at Let Mama Work It. I love hearing how these episodes, these routines, these tips, these tricks are helping you thrive. Until next time, keep on working it, mama. You've got this. I'll see you soon. That's a wrap for this episode of the Mama Work It podcast. I hope you feel empowered, inspired, and ready to take your next step. If this episode spoke to you, share it with another amazing mama, and don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. It helps us show up wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to head over to mamaworkit.com for free resources, coaching support, and new ways to momage your days as a busy mom. Until next time, keep on working it, mama.